Thanks for joining us on Knuckleball Prime Time, or if you're watching on the Parkland Podcast, a pregame show, Farmington at Jackson. I'm Chad Speaker, and I'll be on the sideline for this ball game, but we're talking to a couple of Farmington Knights right here, whether you're watching it on the Barn Podcast or on Parkland Sports Live. And Brett Drye, quarterback for Farmington, joining us now. We'll talk to Case and McLean here in just a little bit, but Farmington football 2-1. Every single one of your games has been a one-score game. I mean, your whole schedule looks like that, honestly. Just grinders, just games that it's going to come right down to the end. You dropped the first one against North County. You've won the last two. Great wins against St. Clair and then Poplar Bluff. Let's go back to last week, Brett. You guys were tied in the fourth quarter, and you came up with the drive, or maybe I should just say the play to win it. Take us through that one. When the call came in, did you know what call it was going to be, and then kind of take us through that play or that drive?
I didn't know what the call was going to be, but there was about 5 minutes left, and they just took the lead, and Coach said, we want to drain a little bit of clock. We're down on the 14-yard line, and he just called a little inside run option, and I just took it all the way 86 yards.
86 yards. So you go 86 yards on the run. In the process, it puts you over 100 yards in the ball game, and you guys win it 28-22. Now, the week before, you'd played St. Clair, and that was a grinder in the fourth quarter, and you come up with the winning score in that one as well. How did that one go?
That one was a lot of grit. I mean, it was back and forth a lot. I mean, our defense let up some big plays, but our offense always comes back and gets it.
It seems in games like that, you've got to have some experience and some leadership to come up with kind of the plays and the leadership, as we said, to win games like that. As a quarterback, I mean, you got hurt a few games, you missed a few games throughout your career, but you're really a 3-year starter.
Yeah.
So you've got the experience, you've got that leadership. Talk a little bit about that role and kind of what you provide and what you expect to provide the team in that role.
I mean, like, my energy rubs off on the rest of the team. So, I mean, like, if I stay confident and I believe we're going to win, I think that I can persuade our team that we are going to win. It like helps our confidence.
Yeah. Are you talking guys up in the huddle? Are you encouraging them throughout the game, or are you just kind of maintaining a steady confidence and kind of conducting business as usual?
Kind of maintain a steady, but tell them to keep their heads up, keep moving forward, keep driving.
How were you a different quarterback than when you stepped on the field 2 years ago as a sophomore?
I mean, I've improved a lot. Just I think the experience is probably the most important part.
So is that in terms of knowing the offense, helping guys get in the right spot, things like that?
Yeah, knowing other people's roles on the field is very important, and just overall just like playing this offense for 3 years now.
How about physically? Are you better physically?
Yeah, I've put on some weight, definitely been able to lift more, and I've just been able to adjust all the hits.
I always think of like quarterbacks in their second and third year. I always think, well, they're going to be passing more. But that's not really the – I mean, you guys have your offense and you run your offense. Do you throw a little bit more, or is it kind of the same type deal?
Kind of steady, like dual threat kind of.
Yeah. What routes do you like to throw?
I like throwing those little hitch routes and out routes.
Do you ever get an itchy trigger finger going, guys, let me throw the ball a little bit here?
Kind of sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. But you're a heck of a runner as well.
Thank you.
You're throwing for over 92 a game. You're rushing for over 100 a game, so you're putting up good numbers. But that triple option offense, it's kind of up to you to decide where that ball's going to go from play to play, right?
Yeah.
So take me through kind of the progressions that you have when you come to the line. Or when you see the defense, do you kind of know what's going to happen, or do you have to wait for it to develop?
Most of the time, I do know what's going on by who I'm going to be reading. If they're switching fronts, I mean, coaches, they preach to us all week who's the read key going to be. Our line's knowing that. Our skill players are going to know who's the dive read, who's the pitch read. All of us know. So
everybody really does kind of know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then it's up for the defense to react to it, and then you guys to make the right read. Yeah. So do you get a grade every week on your reads?
I do not get a grade,
don't?
No.
You probably do. They probably don't tell you. Yeah. What type of confidence does it instill in you knowing the guy right behind you, your first read, is a 4-year starter, Case McLean?
I like it a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah. Gives me confidence being able to give the ball, and it gives me confidence being able to pull the ball, having my experience too.
Tell me a little bit about him as a player. What's he do well?
He's a great player. I mean, his confidence at practice, he always lifts other players up, and on the field, he's always dialed in and focused.
4-year guys, we said. He didn't start his very first game as a freshman. And then he came in and rushed for 100 yards that game, and he's not ever not started a game after that. So he's really been a mainstay. Let's talk a little bit about Jackson. Jackson is a team that it's been a while since you guys have been able to defeat. 2011.
2011.
So it's been a while. Are you guys? Does anybody ever kind of talk about? Now you have other teams that you've beat a number of years in a row, and then you have teams that you're looking to beat. That have beaten you in a while. Are you ever aware of the history, or are you guys just like, this is what we're doing to get better today?
Oh no, we know about the history, and every year we want it bad.
Yep. Tell me a little bit about the Indians and what they do well and what challenges they'll have.
Jackson?
Yeah, about Jackson.
I mean, they're a fast tempo offense, and with our guys, a lot of guys are playing two ways, and it tires us out. But I mean, if we drive through, we can get it done.
How do you prepare for that?
During practice, we're moving fast, having our scout team move fast, and getting our defense ready.
What would a win over the Indians mean to you?
A lot. One of the top goals this season.
Yeah, it'd be a good challenge and a great victory for you. You talk about two-way players. You're one of those guys.
Yeah.
And you've done a tremendous job at quarterback. But I personally, you can disagree with me, I think you're an even better cover corner.
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the defensive side then, because like you said, Jackson moves fast. They have a lot of targets, right? So you've got to make sure everybody's covered up. Tell me a little bit about the skills that you have to hone as a cornerback.
I mean, a lot of it's with your athleticism and just like you just got to be able to be on that receiver's hip at all times, and you can't. With Jackson, you get a guard of separation with them, they're going to hit it.
As a cornerback, would you rather be coming downhill supporting run, or would you rather be covering a guy?
Oh, I'd rather be covering a guy. That's all we've ever done. I like being pressed up in his face.
That's what I think too. So Jackson, the Pit is what they call their football field, and it's kind of renowned in the state as one of the most difficult places to play. I never played Missouri high school football. I was in Kansas. I've just broadcasted, so I don't know. But you've played a lot of different places.
Yeah.
Where does the Pit kind of stand in terms of tough places to play?
Definitely the loudest I've ever been.
Is it really?
Yeah, because with their stadium, most have like a track around it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. So it's just the fence, couple feet, and then there's stands. And all the way around, it's Jackson fans, and there's like one little section for the visitors. And that opening kickoff, it gets loud.
It does, yeah.
Everybody's standing up and yelling.
Their stands are kind of steep, right on each side, and then they've got the building right there at the end.
Everything's closed in.
Yep, that's right. And also one of the tough parts is they put a pretty good team on the field too.
Yeah,
that doesn't help matters. So who do you guys? I know you have a lot of teams. Like we talk about teams from St. Francis County. You play North County early. You play them every year. You play Central on kind of a come and go series. And then you've got the SEMO North teams and teams like that. Who do you guys consider to be your biggest rivals?
Probably definitely North County, Central, and Jackson ain't really a rival. It's just one of those teams that you want to beat them.
Sure, because of the respect factor probably. Yeah. So, okay, North County, Central. So are they equal rivals? Is there one that's
North
bigger?
Bigger.
Is it
definitely.
North County? Okay.
Yeah.
So that was a shot to the gut in week one then.
It was.
That was a one-score game. It was back and forth the whole game. It was a really good game as well. Let's talk a little bit about when you guys got back to work after the North County game.
I think that game really slapped us in the face, and it really woke us up and told us we needed to get working.
What did you concentrate on after that game? Like that following week, what were the improvements that you feel like you guys made?
I think confidence, a lot of it. I think that was just I would think we went into that game with too much.
Okay.
And we thought we were going to just walk all over them. But I think with St. Clair and Poplar Bluff, we went in thinking we need to play our butts off.
Yeah, I think everybody's been there, and if they've played sports. So I've heard a lot about Eric Krupe's defensive schemes, and that they're pretty sophisticated.
Yeah.
How hard are they to grasp?
I mean, at corner, I don't really get all of it. I just got a couple things I need to do because most of the time I'm manned up, pressed.
Okay.
But with Kaysen, when you get to him, I mean, I'm sure he can tell you a lot of it. Mike Backer.
We'll talk to Kaysen about it. But you could have a sophisticated defense, but if every man just knows their part of it, then it still works though, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So does the Coach Krupe and some of the other coaches have told me before that the safeties are very important in his defense because they make a lot of reads and calls.
Yes, I'm close with the safeties because they give me my calls if I'm manned up, if we're running a zone, and most of our stuff spills to our downhill safeties. Our safeties are hard hitters.
Okay. So what are they looking at? What are they reading? What type of assessments are they making?
I mean, they're reading receivers, and then depending on what kind of calls they get, they can read the backs, read the quarterback, read inside receivers.
Okay. All right. And then got to be communicating after that, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Did you guys have any goals, either as a team or personally this year?
We did have team goals. One was being district championship, being first seed in our districts going into the district championship, average less than a sack, certain amount of turnovers, stuff like that.
Okay, all right, and still all out in front of you.
Yeah.
You can still get all that stuff. How are you doing on reaching and meeting some of those goals so far?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah. First game, we had quite a bit of turnovers, but we've slowed down on that.
If you don't turn it over, especially with your guys' offense, you can run some clock.
Yeah.
Don't turn it over. Don't let the other team have the ball. In fact, you guys, I don't even if you know that, you've been outgained in every game so far. But you're 2-1.
Yeah.
So you don't have to outgain the other team. You just have to beat them by a point at the end of it.
Yep.
And especially, I think, with your schedule, it's such a tough schedule.
Yeah, we do have a tough schedule.
Yeah, that you just have to find a way to win. So as you're looking forward to the rest of the season, we've talked about the improvement you've already made. What's kind of the next step, do you think, of improvement?
Next step is really just everybody knowing their job and trusting each other, and then just having confidence going in the game. Not too much confidence, like I said earlier, but be confident we got to win and we got to know what we got to do.
All right. Brett, thanks for joining us on Knuckleball Primetime. We'll see you in Jackson.
All righty, sounds good.
All right.